Boxing is not about aggression or brute strength. It's a science of movement, rhythm, and mechanical precision. Every punch has its own logic, and when executed correctly, it becomes part of a fluid system of offense and defense. Among the most essential building blocks of this system are the six fundamental punch, each identified by a number from 1 to 6. Understanding and mastering them is key to boxing intelligently and efficiently. Let's break down each one, how to throw it, what makes it effective, and how they connect together in perfect harmony. The jab. Everything in boxing starts with the jab. It's the quickest, most efficient, and most strategic punch in the sport. Think, think of it as your guide, your proof, and your shield in one movement. The jab set at every other shot, keeps opponent at bay, and disrupts their rhythm. To execute it, you begin your boxing stance. 60% of your weight rests on the back foot and 40% on the front. The, your chin stays tucked, your shoulders relaxed, and your work high. The jab doesn't come from the hand. It begins with the shoulder. Your lead shoulder initiates the motion, propelling your relaxed arm forward in a smooth, wide leg movement. The key here is relaxation. The jab must be fluid, no force. As the arm extends, the knuckles turn over just before impact, and the right kicks slightly downward to align the force with the first two knuckles. You're not pushing, you're snapping. A good jab lands before your opponent ever realizes it's coming. The secret lies in keeping the head loose until impact, avoiding unnecessary tension that slows the motion. Once it lands, it returns instantly to guard, ready to set up your next attack, maybe a right cross or a lead hook. Fast, precise, and disciplined, the jab is the heartbeat of your boxing writing. Number two, the cross. It's a classic. Uh, if the jab is a setup, the cross is the executioner. It's your straight power shot driven by your straight kinetic chain from your toes to your hips, through your shoulders, and finally into your fist. The cross originates not from the arm, but from the rotation of your hips. Begin again in your stance with your back heel slightly raised. The motion starts as you rotate your hips and torso forward, maintaining the same angle in your back knee throughout the punch. That is a crucial detail. The weight doesn't shift forward, it rotates. As your body turns, your rear arm anchors like a spring, fully standing at the moment of impact. You should feel your knuckles drop into the target, your eyes perfectly aligned. The moment you connect, the punch retracts instantly to your chin, the shortest path back to defense. One of the biggest mistakes in throwing the cross is letting the elbow flare outward or overextending the motion. The elbow should trace the same path as the knuckles, staying tight to maximize power transfer. When done correctly, the cross feels effortless, a perfect channel of rotational energy that ends in a single, devastating point of contact. Number three, the lead hook. Now we enter the realm of rotational strikes. The lead hook, number three, is the punch that separates casual boxers from technicians. It requires balance, control, and a good sense of timing. For your natural stance, you can simply swing your arm sideways. That's how balance is lost. Instead, you instead you rotate your hips slightly to load the shot, maintaining that same 60-40 weight distribution. As you rotate back toward neutral, your left arm comes up to roughly a 90-degree angle. Right, the elbow stays level with the fist. The palm can face either down or inward depending on the stance, and the shoulder pops naturally through the motion. That pop, the slight snapping of the shoulder joint, is what accelerates the punch. You're not muscle it, you're letting biomechanics do the work. Your feet stay flat, your knees stable, and your torso compact. Avoid pivoting too much on the front leg. Add ease the stability the lower body, think rotation, not swing. At closer range, the palm can face you. For mid-range hooks, you may turn the palm down. In every case, your body stays centered, your core engaged, and your weight never collapse forward. When the hook connects, you should feel like a wide cracking horizontally across the target. Quick, tight, and devastating. 4. Rig hook. The rig hook mirrors the left hook but comes from the opposite side, demanding even greater control to maintain stability. This punch links directly with your body's rotation. It's the bridge between power and precision. Starting from a neutral stance, bring your real elbow up to the same height as your wrist. The angle between forearm and bicep remains consistent throughout the motion. Rotate your hips and shoulders from the neutral position into the power position, similar to how you will finish a lead hook, and then bring the punch back home to your chin. A well-executed rear hooks flow naturally from a cross or uppercut. It's a rotational snap, not a swing. If you change the angle of your arm mid-motion or over-rotate the foot, you lose the structural integrity that gives the punch its power. And the shoulder again plays a key role. It helps accelerate the punch without compromising form. The hips rotate just enough to add torque, but your feet remain firmly grounded. Stability is your power base. The more planted your stance, the more energy you can deliver through rotation. 5. The lead uppercut. If there was, if there is one punch that tastes your coordination, it is the lead uppercut. It is deceptive, technical, and extremely effective when thrown correctly. This punch travels vertically, cutting through an opponent's sword from below. Well, eh, start start with your hips rotated slightly as you would for a lead hook. From there, drop your lead hand just to the side of your body. Palm facing up, the elbow stay close, forming about a 90-degree bend. As you rotate your hips back to neutral, your shoulder imitates the lift, not your arm. The shoulder flexes outward during the punch straight up the middle. The path, uh, the path of the punch should be vertical, not diagonal. Imagine an invisible exit running from the crown of your head through your spine. All rotation happens around the line. Your head stays centered, your knee doesn't cave inward. The power comes from controlled hip rotation and shoulder flexion, not from leaning into the shot. As the fist rises, the right kings slightly to start the top knuckles make contact. This subtle adjustment ensures that the energy transfers cleanly through the hardest part of the fist. Keep your body compact and your weight slightly back. The uppercut should feel like you're escaping power up from the ground, smooth, clean, and explosive at the moment of impact. And finally, number six, the rear uppercut. Finally, we come to the rear uppercut. Rear uppercut, the powerhouse of vertical punches. It follows the same mechanic as the cross, but travels outward instead or straight ahead. This shot combines gravity, rotation, and timidity in one fluid motion. Begin in your stance where your back knee is slightly bent and your weight set back. Let gravity drop your rear hand down naturally. Don't force it. As it lowers, imagine holding a bar in your hand. When your hips begin to rotate forward, you throw that ball straight up in front of you, driving through the target. The movement should feel like a small C shape, where the hands drop slightly out, out to the side before wiping outward. This curve creates velocity through the elbow joint and allows the punch to rise with maximum speed. As with every punch, your wrist kicks or on impact channeling funk through the top knuckles. Your head stays still, your weight remains on the back foot, and your hips generate the lift. There are three practical ranges for the uppercut, rear uppercut: long, mid, and short. The long range version arcs wider, the mid range travels vertically, and the short range version used on the inside incorporates a slight knee dip to drive power upward. Uh, well, no matter the distance, in this case, the principle remains rotate, lift, and land cleanly.